guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a crochet and chat. I'm working on my temperature blanket today. I always work on it on Mondays and just do the whole week at one time. So that is what I'm going to be working on. I hope that you will grab a crochet project and crochet along with me while we chat for a bit. So the first thing that I want to ask you guys is there any video ideas or topics that you would like to see more of on my channel? Of course, I'm going to be doing the temperature blanket updates and hauls, of course, I will always do, and things like that. But is there anything else you guys want to see? So I've kind of considered, I really enjoy doing the Everything I Crocheted This Week videos. I've done them pretty much since I started this channel about a year ago. But I've been kind of wondering if it's time to switch things up a little bit. So I just wanted your guys' opinion. I have considered, instead of just showing you guys all my whips and finished objects for the week, what if I did sporadic whip videos, but also showed you objects as I finish them? So highlight those objects instead of, putting everything together in one video. If I, say I finish up a cardigan, instead of waiting until my Everything I Crocheted This Week video, would you all be interested in me going ahead and posting a shorter video of just the cardigan and sharing my thoughts on making it and the yarn I chose and all those things? Or do you like it the way that it is? Of course, this channel, I created it to be an outlet for me, a creative outlet, and something I do for myself. Since I have been a stay-at-home mom for so long, I just really needed something that was for me, But of course, YouTube is such a social platform that I would love to get your all's opinion, because I want you to enjoy my videos as well. Another video topic that I have thought about trying is more yarn reviews, or even just trying out a new yarn where instead of having an overhead view where you can see really close up at the yarn, I just kind of work with a new yarn for the first time and tell you guys what I think of it as I crochet with it on camera. So let me know if you'd be interested in that as well. But any other suggestions, please let me know. I would be so happy to hear what you would recommend. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is a few YouTube channels, not crochet related, that I have been really enjoying lately. So one is, and I will link these below, one of the channels that I really love, I've mentioned before, is Expedition Bible. And he, the guy who does the channel, he is an archaeologist as well as a tour guide in Israel. And I just love learning about Israel. When we read the Bible, it's really hard sometimes for us to picture the places that the Bible's speaking of, and the culture and all those things. So I'm really into history, and I've always really been into archaeology. So any kind of archaeology that pertains to Christian things is just so interesting to me. But he does all kinds of videos where he shows different sites in Israel, and it's just so cool. So I'll definitely link his below. Another channel that I have been really loving, that I discovered about a year ago, is Sergio and Rhoda in Israel. And they are just a married couple that are living in Israel. They are Christians, and they have amazing video quality, and they go around and show different historical places in Israel and surrounding places. And it's just very, very interesting. And they actually just put out a video a few days ago about pertaining to like archaeology. So it was really interesting. I watched that this morning. Another channel that I really have been enjoying is the Presley girls. So also their mom's channel. So they are two twins, and they are probably a little bit younger than I am. I'm 31, so they're probably in their 20s, I think. But their mom has a YouTube channel as well, which I also really enjoy, celebrating Appalachia. And they live in the Appalachian Mountains in North Carolina, I believe. And so their mom's channel does a lot of cooking and gardening videos and a lot of different, she tells like different cultural things in Appalachia, and it's just really, really interesting. And then her daughters, the Presley girls, they, the one daughter is married, and she does a lot of videos, just different like day in the lives or all kinds of different stuff. And then the other sister, she makes her own jewelry. Like, she goes and collects stones from their local creek and other areas, and she, from start to finish, like from stone to jewelry, does it all, and has an Etsy shop. And so that's really awesome. The first sister I was talking about, she sells soaps in an Etsy shop, so they are both very creative. And they also do videos together a lot, you know, just talking about growing up in Appalachia and different things. And it's just very interesting. And they're so sweet. Both of them are so sweet. They also, I know one of them crochets. I don't know if they both do, but I know one of them does. So yeah, and they're also Christians. So they talk about the Lord sometimes and do little devotionals on their channel. So it was just a very uplifting channel, so you all should definitely check that one out. And then another channel I wanted to just give a quick shout out to. I did post on my community tab. I shared a video the other day about pearls. Y'all should definitely go and watch that if you haven't. It's about the pearls of our life, so the different traumas we've went through and how we handle those and how those things become pearls in our life, because she talks about how an oyster, when it gets injured, is how it produces a pearl. So if an oyster never gets injured, it never produces a pearl. And so it's very, very interesting. And I've known this couple, so the channel is called Retired and Loving It. So most of their videos are them traveling around and showing different things. So they live near to me. I've known them for quite a while. We went to church together for a while, and they were one of the people that inspired me to start my own channel. And so I'm very appreciative of that. And but anyway, Terry, so their names are Terry and Keith, not sure if I said that. Terry, the woman, she also was a life coach and in ministry for a long time. So yeah, just really great couple, really sweet, and their channel is really good if you love to watch, you know, people explore different tourist attractions or just different areas. It's just really interesting. So anyway, I will leave all those channels below. There are many others that I watch as well, but those are the ones that come to mind right now. And then the next thing that I was wanting to talk about is I have just been really wanting a change in my life. So I've been a stay-at-home mom for a long time, for the most part. I did work part-time for a bit, but you know, I'm at the place in my life right now where I was just feeling very discontented, and I'm just being very honest and vulnerable with you guys. I just was feeling very discontented for the last little while. And you know, I have talked about this before, but I do struggle with anxiety, with depression at times. Thankfully, it's never been too severe. I'm so thankful for that, but it's mainly been the anxiety that has been a huge issue, which leads to depression. But I have been I have been on medication being treated for that for about a year, and I'm doing much, much better. But this last few months, I guess you could say, I have just been feeling very discontented. Let me know if you guys ever feel that way, you know, especially like as Christians. It's easy to feel horrible when you feel discontented, because as a Christian, I'm changing colors, contentment is part of the Christian life. We are supposed to learn to be content in all things. And we have the power to do that because of the Holy Spirit that lives within us. But we are still human, and we all go through things in different seasons, and God uses those things in our lives to grow us. So, I do fully understand that. But I realized I just need to make some changes. I think I was kind of in a rut, and I think whether you're a stay-at-home mom or maybe just somebody who can't get out of your house much, then maybe you can understand this, but it's easy to get in a rut when you're not out in the world very often. So, we do go to church, and we did start going to a new church close to a year ago, and it's not a huge church, but it is a bigger church than what I'm used to, and so it has taken some time to get to know people, but I'm finally at the place where we are serving more, or I'm serving more in the church and getting to know people that way. So I'm very thankful for that. But other than that, and certain school functions and being with my family and stuff, I'm not out there in the world much. And so I realized that I got in this rut where I just don't want to do much, if that makes sense. Like, I can have something on my to-do list that is very simple that takes me weeks to get done just because I don't want to go do it. Like, I don't want to be home all the time, but I do at the same time. But I realized that I think my discontentment and my mental health has been suffering because, I think that staying at home and crocheting and doing all these things, which crocheting does bring me a lot of joy. I'm not going to stop that, so don't even worry. But, resting, or when my son is in preschool or whatever, I thought that, that is going to make me joyful and content. But in reality, it wasn't. I do have joyful moments, and I love doing these videos for you guys, and there's many joyful things in life, but you know what I mean. Hopefully. So I just realized I need to make some changes. So first of all, being home all the time, I find myself picking up my phone way too much. In every spare moment when I don't deal well with boredom. So I'll just put that out there. I struggle with feeling restless and stuff. So, when I start to feel that way, or my thoughts start to race, I just instantly have this habit of picking up my phone and scrolling or checking my email or doing whatever. And, the world we live in is so dependent on our phones that it's hard to get completely away from that. There are things, that we have to do on our phones. But there are many times I pick up my phone when I could be doing something else. And I realize that it is like sort of an addiction in my life. And it's embarrassing really to say that, but I think that it's more common than people may want to admit. But it's something that I just pick up in any spare moment. When I'm in the car waiting for something, or just when I'm washing dishes, I'll have my phone up while I'm washing dishes, or in the bath, or just walking from one room to the next. It's just gotten ridiculous. And I think that it's contributing to not feeling content and not feeling productive, because I also struggle with just not feeling productive enough. And I think that just comes from not having a job maybe out in the corporate world. Like, I don't know. I feel like, what difference am I making? But I know that I am, raising my kids and everything. But so anyway, I've decided that I really want to be proactive in reducing how much time I'm on my phone. So obviously, like I said, we have to do certain things on our phones. A lot of things on our phones. And I film on my phone and edit on my phone. And so I am going to have to still be on it quite a bit. But what I mean is, like, cutting out those times that I know that I don't have to be on my phone. So that brings me to my next point. I decided that I am going to start listening to some audiobooks. I love to read, and I always have. And that's another goal of mine, is to read actual books, like physical copies of books more as well. But so I found this app. So I have listened to audiobooks in the past. I've used Audible, and I've used another app called Scribd or Scribd. It's Scribd, and both are great apps, but they both have a subscription fee. I think that Audible maybe is around $15 a month, and I think that Scribd is probably more like 8 to 10. But I just don't need any more subscriptions in my life. So I was kind of looking for something free or close to free. And I know that libraries have audiobook, they have audiobooks, and then as well as they have like a website you can get audiobooks on. But I've tried to use those before, and I don't know, I just never got invested into that way of doing it. But I found an app that I absolutely love. So it's called Chirp. If I can, I'll figure out how to link it below, but it's CHIRP. And it's really cool because you don't have a subscription fee at all. And they have discounted audiobooks. So I found a book, they have like deals and stuff that they offer every day, like daily deals. So I've only purchased one audiobook so far, but it was only 99 cents. So that is a win for me. And the reason why I decided to start listening to audiobooks again, because even though it's on my phone, it's something that I'm not physically looking at my phone. So I can listen to it while I'm cleaning or doing laundry or doing dishes and not be physically looking at my phone. So that has helped quite a bit. I really have enjoyed that and plan to keep that up. Another idea I had is every time I feel that like desire to just pick up my phone for no reason really other than just being bored, I've decided that I want to try to pick up an actual book and read a couple pages, or pick up my crochet and do a row on the blanket or something like that. Or turn on some worship music and, whatever. Just anything that will distract me from scrolling on my phone for no reason and be more productive and more healthy. So I guess this all comes down to I really want to establish better healthy habits so that my mental health can be better. And another thing that goes along with that is, in the past, whenever I'm feeling down, frustrated, stressed, like I said, I will pick up my phone, turn on Netflix, whatever, but I find that doesn't help me. So I decided also that instead of doing those things, I want to turn more to the Lord. And it reminded me of the verse, I can't remember the chapter and verse, but seek first the kingdom of God and all these things will be added unto you. There's also another verse that says, do not worry about anything, but make your request known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. And so I really wanted to focus on those couple verses, and when I'm feeling a certain way, feeling anxious, frustrated, down, discontent, going to the Lord. So turning on worship music, just praying to God, thanking Him, just changing my mindset from doing those idle things that actually don't help me to doing something that actually will help me and honors God in the process. So I also, I wanted to mention being busier. I think you have to find balance because you don't want to be so busy that you're burnt out all the time, but I have been so not busy. I mean, having kids, you're busy, but hopefully you guys understand what I mean. I am not busy a lot of the time. I'm home a lot. And so I really wanted to get more active in church. And I have been serving more at church, like I mentioned at the beginning. I was asked to take part in a overnight retreat type thing for 4th through 6th graders, and my son is in 4th grade, so he went, and so it was a Friday into Saturday morning overnight event, and it was so great. I've never worked with that age group of kids, at church before. I've always helped with the younger kids. Now, of course, I have a 10-year-old, so I'm used to that age, but I haven't ever, led a, group of that age, if that makes sense. So, but anyway, it was just such a good time, and I was happier than I've been in so long. And I realized, whenever we do the things that honor the Lord and we make those things a priority, like the verse I shared with you, seek first the kingdom and all these things will be added to you. It's true that I stepped out of my comfort zone and served in a way that I never would have before, or maybe never even volunteered for before. And it brought me so much contentment and peace and joy. And it really just set the tone for my entire weekend. And I just kept busier this weekend and felt much better. I think there's a lot of times when I know that I'm going to be busy and I will start to dread it. I will start to be like, man, I'm going to be so busy. I'm not going to have any time to rest or do this or do that. And I think I've just switched my mindset to, instead of thinking that way and realizing that way of thinking is not helpful to me, I've changed my way of thinking into knowing that being busier and serving at church and doing all these other things is what is going to help me be more content. And that it showed true, this weekend. It showed me that when we are doing what God has called us to do and being the person that He called us to be, we are going to be the most content and the most joyful, because that's who we were created to be. But whenever we run from that and sink back into our own comfort zone and what we think will make us happy, normally it goes the other way. And that's what happened to me. So I just want to make the healthy things in my life, the things of the Lord, like I said, serving at church, doing things with my family out and about, and just getting those things on my to-do list done and not putting them off, I think will help me feel so much more productive and so much more content. So you guys, let me know, do you struggle with contentment? Are you a Christian and struggle with contentment? Let me know your struggle with it. Do you feel like you spend too much time on your phone? It's kind of embarrassing to admit that, but I want to be vulnerable with you guys, because I always pray that the things that I go through can help somebody else. And I have been so encouraged and motivated by other people on YouTube that I want to do the same for you all. So I hope that me talking about these things has got you thinking as well, and maybe how you could, change if you're not feeling the best lately, some small ways that you could possibly add in some more healthy habits and feel a little better. I also want to talk about, eating healthy and exercising and stuff like that. I go through ups and downs with it, and I've really been struggling with it for a while, getting into a good routine of exercise and eating healthy, and I know that makes a difference in my mental health as well. So I'm really hoping to get back into that. And I know as the weather warms up, it's much easier to be active. I had lost my Fitbit for a long time. I don't think I've wore it for 6 months, and my husband finally found it. So I'm so excited. I can finally start tracking my steps again, and I think that will motivate me to be a little more active. And so that is about all. I'm looking at my notes over here. That is about it for everything that I kind of had on my mind. But if you all have any tips for being more productive, or just any thoughts or anything that you want to share, any struggles that you are currently facing, or if you're facing similar struggles to me, I would love to know. It's always nice to know that we're not alone in our struggles. So I would appreciate any and all comments. I love to talk with you guys in the comments. And It's like I've said it a million times, but it really is one of my most favorite parts of YouTube, has been getting to know you guys more. And you guys are just some amazing people. Just let me say that. You all have encouraged me so much, and this channel has really helped me to come out of my comfort zone more. And so I'm just so thankful for this channel. You know, this is not going anywhere, the Lord willing. I love it, and I'm so thankful to be able to do this and to make a little money from it as well. I mean, that is such a blessing. I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary of making YouTube videos, and it is so cool. Like, it's so cool how far, you know, it's come in a year, and how much more comfortable I am on camera, and I'm just so thankful for it. It has brought a lot of joy. You guys bring a lot of joy to me, and I pray God blesses each and every one of you, and I'm just so thankful for your support. It means so much to me. And yeah, so I guess that is it, guys, for today. Did you guys work on a project while we were chatting today? Let me know if you crocheted along with me, or if you listened to this while you're getting ready or whatever. I would love to chat with you. So today's Bible verse, I've mentioned this a few times, but I'm reading the 100 Bible verses everyone should know by heart, and I'm kind of taking it slow through here. I just downloaded a Bible memorization app that I've used in the past, and I had deleted it, and I just wanted to start fresh with the Bible memorization. So I wanted to read, though, the verse that was for today, and it's John 1:14, and it says, "The Word became flesh and took up residence among us. We observed his glory, the glory as the one and only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth." So this is just such a beautiful verse, because we know that the first part of John teaches us that the Word is Jesus. And so it says, you know, the Word became flesh, so, and took residence among us. So it's talking about how Jesus came from being with the Father to here on earth. And it talks about how we observed his glory, which is the glory of the one and only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. So it's talking about how Jesus, the Son, and God the Father are, you know, connected in one, and that he sent Jesus here. It's called the incarnation, where he was, you know, made flesh and dwelt among us. So this verse just is like, he talks about how it is, he says here, the guy who wrote this is Robert J. Morgan, and he says John 1:14 is arguably the Bible's greatest verse about the incarnation. The Word, which is God the Son, became flesh, which is human, and took up residence, or pitched his tent, among us. We observed his glory and saw that he was the one and only God, the Son, full of grace and truth. And yeah, it's just a beautiful verse. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys today. But with all that being said, I really hope that you enjoyed this video and just hearing me chat a little bit. I don't do these too often, but I really do enjoy just talking with you all. And I'm just so thankful for this outlet to be able to, it's just been so awesome to be able to talk with you guys and make friends. It's something I really never expected. And just all the support has just been so amazing. So thank you. I'm so thankful to God for putting each of you in my life. And I really pray that you still enjoy my channel after a year, or I mean, however long you've been subscribed. I pray you continue to enjoy my channel. So again, don't forget, let me know if you have any video suggestions, or if, you know, the question I had about should I change up my everything I crocheted this week video and kind of split that up and do just show you finished objects as I go, or whips as I go. You know, it may I don't know, it may just be good to have a little change. I'm changing a lot of other things in my life, so I'm just have my mind on improving at the moment. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I pray that you have an amazing rest of your day. May God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow for Temperature Blanket Tuesday. Bye!